All right, listen up. You go from being uncomfortable to comfortable, and that's exactly where I was. I wasn't in training. I wasn't drowning, and your mind tries to trick you into never wanting to be uncomfortable again. So I'm sitting there, relaxing, thinking, they're gonna kick me out, but I'm not a quitter. So in my mind, this is good. I never want to get back in the water. I can just leave training. That was my weak-ass thought process. The doc calls me in a week later. I'm skipping down to his office, thinking I'm getting the hell out. I didn't quit, but they're kicking me out, so it's a win for me. I walk in, he says, we're putting you back in training. Damn. It's not good, so I think, okay, I've been here 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 3 weeks left. I can tough it out. I'm walking back, talking to the head of the school. I tell him, hey sir, they put me back in training. He says, that's great. Then he hits me with it, you missed a week, you missed a critical block of training, you have to start from day one. When you're insecure and afraid of everything like I was, you lie fast. You don't want anyone knowing you're a punk. A command officer told me, we live in a world where mediocrity is often rewarded. These men detest mediocrity. And I sat there and I reflected on my whole life. Being bullied, coming from nothing, learning disability, messed up foundation, life isn't fair at all. So what are you gonna do about it? I knew no one was coming to save me. No one was going to miracle me into being somebody special. Everybody that called me names, my dad, my mom, all my situations, it was on me now, solely on me. I had to build an indestructible mental toolbox. I sat on that couch and realized, man, I am a piece of shit. And even though the world helped me get here, my false reality helped me even more. Your best work has to come when you're least motivated. Where does that come from? I had to stop thinking normal. I can no longer be a common man doing common things, but no one taught me this. I didn't have a trainer. Jenny Craig didn't miracle my ass. It was on me. And that's what you have to realize. Everything you do, you may have some support. You may not, but it's on you. You have to decide if you want to be a badass or if you want to be mediocre where everything's just okay. But being a badass hurts real bad, and that's why I didn't want to do it. So over the next 2.5 months, I lost the weight. I went back to the recruiter and I went to BUD/S, and I was the only person in the history of Navy SEAL training to go through 3 hell weeks in 1 year. Hell week is 130 hours of continuous training. It starts on Sunday, ends on Friday. You might get 2 hours of sleep. And I did all of that in 1 year. Why, cut to the chase, there was an old, crusty commanding officer named Captain Bowen, a Vietnam vet. This was his last tour. He believed in over 70 years of this tradition, that no matter where you were, if you didn't make it through, you started from day one. We are leaving a lot on the table. My book is called Can't Hurt Me *. Why life isn't fair. We have to understand it shouldn't be fair. It's a trial ground, a testing ground. It's built to make us harder, to make us as strong as we can be. Mentality is the only thing that gets us through life. I was an underdog. We are all underdogs. Even the baddest person in the world should think that way. You should always have an I've never arrived mentality. The can't hurt me mentality is this. No matter where you come from, the sewer or wherever, when I got out of the sewer, I got to the road and looked around and said, can't hurt me. Nothing should be able to hurt you. If you believe that, it starts to become true. I started shaving my head young, and I lied so much because I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted to be accepted so badly, so whatever you liked, I liked. I may not have liked it, but just so you liked me. But over time, looking in that mirror every day, you can't lie to yourself, man. That dirty bathroom mirror with all the toothpaste and gum on it, it's telling you the truth. It's saying, hey man, you are a jacked up cat. We all have that voice in our head, the one that tells us the truth every day that we try to run from. The one that says we're scared. It started gnawing at me so horribly bad that it wouldn't allow me to live anymore without facing me. I had to go back in the dungeon, so when I tell my story on the surface, I had to go down into the dungeon, the sewer where my mind used to be, and talk to that guy. I wanted to live my life so that when I died, I was proud of myself. I know what pride felt like, and if it took pushing myself to death, I was willing to do that. I wanted to look in that mirror not to impress anybody, not for money, not for fame. I wanted to impress the guy in the damn mirror. And I worked endlessly to do that, and it happened. Leadership is being uncomfortable all the time. It's holding yourself to a standard that is almost untouchable. You may not have any friends. You may have a jacked up life, a jacked up marriage. It's being unbalanced. You've dedicated your life to a higher cause, a purpose beyond you. It takes that person in your life to understand your mission. It's totally mission-oriented. If I'm the leader and we're working out at 5:00 a.m., my team needs to see me running to work at 3:30 a.m. I need to take every excuse they may have away from them. They need to see me outworking them every day. Not to put them down, but so when I tell them to do something, they can't say no. They think, damn, he's getting after it every day. I cannot say no to him. He's leading by example. People say lead by example. It's so easy to say that, man, but to do it every day, to wake up miserable and say, God, I don't want to do this anymore, that's when you know you're a leader. When every night is Groundhog Day, every single day you're going back in the lab, man, you know it's not going to end. That's when you know you're being a leader, when your life truly sucks. People love scoring the touchdowns, but no one wants to be the lineman. The lineman does all the work. I just do me. I'm out there running, working out, trying to find out more of what I'm all about. That takes me getting away. I'm not even about doing these podcasts. Nothing against you, but I'm not about all this stuff. I don't like to hear myself talk. I'm about action, and action means less talking and more doing. I'm always looking for more. What's the next thing? How can I grow? I didn't want to sit back and enjoy my military retirement. There's no growth in that. So I decided to go out and do this. Sometimes there's a way to get out, but a lot of times, if someone gets hurt, we have to cut down trees so a helicopter can land. We are the only access. We have to save ourselves. We are the team to get us in and to get us out. There's a lot of daylight when you're out there in the middle of summer, when it's the hottest and you've got tons of work. There's not much dark, so you're working a lot of hours. When it gets dark, you work through the night. You get a little rest, wake up, and you're at it again. When the fire's out, you patrol it. Make sure there's no hot spots. Make sure everything is black and wet. Then we demob, we clean all our stuff, pack up, and get out. People didn't know I was successful in business. They thought I was turning down millions to make $15 an hour. Let them think that. For me, the money part, it's not what it's about. I'm all about that growth, and that growth isn't in massive paychecks for speaking. The growth is in that $12 to $15 an hour when it's 20 degrees and you're freezing your ass off, questioning why you're here. That's where the growth is. There's a lot of thought behind a born loser becoming who I am. You don't just wake up and become Rocky. You have to wake up and understand there's a process to getting better, and that process is never finished. You have to learn to cap success. Right now, I don't like doing podcasts. There's a lot of things I have to do to get the message out. By capping success, I mean everybody should live their life. Take everything anyone says with a grain of salt. Don't take what I say and do it exactly. My mission is different than yours. I have to go into a situation knowing I'm a guy who wants to make people better. For people to get better, I have to continuously get better myself. I can't just say, I have this resume, I'm good. I have to cap my success. I have to continue to reinvent the wheel of the mind to figure out more ways for you to pull strength. If I have a cookie cutter message, it may hit 5 people out of 25. You just failed. My message needs to hit all 25. It needs to be broad enough that even if they don't like it, they get something from it. That is evolution. You must continue to evolve. You don't evolve unless you cap yourself and say, you made this much money, get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get off the podcast. Cut out the noise. Get back to the mental lab. That's where the knowledge came from. I must cap myself to come back with better, more unique knowledge versus all that cookie cutter crap out there. We all have a story. We're all teachers. If you don't learn something and give back, what's the point of living? You're wasting it. You have all this knowledge. Some people may think you're crazy. Some may put a title on you. But it's for those few people who need to hear it. So you have to put yourself out there. The hardest obstacle was myself. I realized all these people were gone. What was haunting me was me. I can't control my dad. I can't control the people who called me names. I can't control all that, but they were things that kept me down. They became my reality. The most important conversation you'll ever have is with yourself. And my conversation was horrifying. What was I saying? I'm dumb. I'm nobody. My dad was great in mental warfare. A drunk, insecure man will make everybody around him feel like hell. He wants to give you no power. That's why he was so mean to my mom and my brother and me. He wanted to keep us down. It wasn't the beatings. I could take the beatings. It was the mental torture. At a young age, your parents put a dialogue in you of confidence or that you're nobody. The voice in my head was, I'm a loser. And it was confirmed in school. In 3rd grade, I was falling behind. They wanted to put me in a special school with kids who can't learn. That confirmed what my dad was saying, so I started cheating. I started taking the easy way out, and it snowballed. It wasn't all the kids, but you start to get this picture that everybody hates you. Your reality becomes so big you can't see clearly. It might have been 3 or 4 kids doing it over and over, but it felt like the whole town. Everybody hated me. The world hates me. That's when it became toxic. That's when I became my worst enemy. I wasn't smart in the books, but I was smart in life. I was able to sit back and watch my mom's mistakes. I saw how she struggled. She never picked me up. The biggest thing she did for me, and she doesn't even know it, is that when I failed, when I was at the bottom of the sewer, she never picked me up. She never gave me a cookie and said, it's going to be okay. She didn't have time for that. She forced me to figure it out, or I was going to be a statistic. I realized this is the world in front of me. Most people see this world as an excuse to get out of it. I started looking at it as the ultimate training ground for the rest of my life. I have all these valuable lessons. The world isn't a nice place, but I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared for all the failure coming my way. That's the biggest lesson she taught me by not teaching me. The best way to recover is to do something at a low heart rate so your blood is flowing, refueling with nutrients. Every Sunday used to be that for me. It snowballed into this. As human beings, we believe so many people, before I give them a workout plan, want to talk about recovery. Everybody wants to go straight to recovery. Work out first. Before you talk to me about recovery, work out first. We are always looking for a way to feel comfortable. People take my words and put them in a way to feel comfortable. They want to put you in a box. They want to put a title on you. They put a title on me to make themselves feel better. If you read my book and see where I came from, this person was not built by God. I made this person. I made this person by diving into the insecurities life gave me. They're yours to own. If you're not smart, call yourself dumb. It's okay because you are, but take that knowledge. If you're fat, call yourself fat. I used to be 300 pounds. We talk so soft to ourselves. We're looking for that recovery day. And that recovery day is everything in your life. Everything is a recovery day. We're looking for it. It's not coming. Get over that recovery day. That's the mentality I took. Through that process, all the frivolous things in life started to float away. I used to tell people lies so they would like me because I was insecure. When you start to build yourself up and have the one thing we don't have, real, authentic confidence from hard work, everything else goes away. You no longer look to other people for validation. I walk in a room now and I know the hours, years, and decades I put into David Goggins. It's not a trophy on the wall, it's a feeling in your heart. People ask why I don't smile. I don't have to. I have a stoic look, but the feeling I have in my soul and in my heart, that's why I don't need to smile. I don't need you to look at me and think I look happy. Half of us aren't happy. We're giving you something we think you want to see. I don't do that anymore. I don't care how you perceive me. Through my journey, I figured out the one piece I was missing. I thought it was cars, women, money. The one piece was me having the courage to face myself. Once you do that daily, it's not about the running. Where I got my work ethic was the hours I spent learning, sitting down when I wasn't smart and had a disability, and still wanting to be top of my class. I didn't want to just get by. When I realized I could learn through hard work, that I could beat the valedictorian by putting in 10 more hours a day than him, you know what kind of strength comes from that. Sitting at a kitchen table with 20 empty spiral notebooks, and 3 months later they're full. I still have them. You realize this is how I learned. It's unbelievable. It's not about the miles. It's the discipline every day to say, to learn this one math problem, it's going to take me 10 hours. And you realize through hard work, you can outwork anybody. But that's the part people don't want to dive into. It starts with yourself, man. You have to dive into the things you're afraid of. You don't gain confidence by going to the spot that makes you feel good. That's a false reality. The second life challenges you. All you want is to go back to that happy spot. What gave me confidence was spending years at a kitchen table trying to learn to read and write, realizing I can't learn the way you learn, but I can learn. What gives you confidence is not being afraid, it's overcoming the fear. I used to stutter severely. What gives me confidence now is knowing I don't care if I stutter to you. That's what gives me confidence, facing these things, overcoming them. Maybe not every day, but facing them. Soon enough, you realize this is where it's at. It's not in the comfort zone. It's in the discomfort zone where my confidence is built. But people want an easier answer. There has to be an easier way. If not, I'm sorry. I searched for it my entire life. I coach billionaires who call me and say, man, I'm still missing something. It's because they did what they were good at. They have a beautiful family, houses, cars, everything. From the outside, they have it all. How can you be unhappy? I walk around with a backpack, no car, and I'm the happiest person in the world. I have nothing, and I'm happy as hell. It's because I found the key to life. It's not in all that. You have to face yourself. So many people live to be 100 and die miserable, having everything because they never examined themselves. I call it my live autopsy. Happiness, peace, enlightenment, it's all up here. We all have scars. We want to act like they don't exist. If you get cut, a scar is there. You can look at it and remember what happened. We have the same scars on our brain. I have scars from being abused, from suffering, from a learning disability, from stuttering, from a bad childhood. I had to cut open those scars and go into them. It was a hard process. Having the courage to share that, when I'm the so-called toughest man on the planet, it's hard to break open that shell and tell people that wasn't always me. Throughout this journey, I was creating a new person. People saw me as a superhero. In the back of my mind, I knew the real story. I thought, one day you have to share it. But do you have the courage? It's great to live here, where people think you're great. Just stay here, don't go back. But the only way to help people is to let them know this is possible. So I had to go back and say, this is where I come from. And where I come from is hell. It happened when I could never get over the hump. I kept feeling like I was getting over it. And then a small windstorm would push me back to scratch. I was a junior in high school with a 4th grade reading level because I cheated on everything. I taught myself to read and write, all these disciplines. But whenever a real challenge came, that little windstorm pushed me back in the hole. I realized I was fixing stuff on a surface level. I wasn't going deep into the cellar of my mind to fix the foundation of my soul. My soul was broken. I knew I could fix it, but I was afraid to go back and face my demons. You start lying. You don't want anyone knowing this about you. So you lie about who you're not and create a person who you want to be, but it's not who you are. I realized I was never going to get over the hurdle. I was always going to live on the surface until I went deep into the sewer of my mind to face all those demons. It's hard. We all like social media. We all want everybody to see us for who we want to be. That's why we post beautiful things. That's not going to fix you. This haunting voice in my head kept saying, we have to go back. The only way to go forward is to go all the way back. That's scary for everybody. The only way you fix yourself is to go back to the beginning, to your childhood, because that's where everything starts. One big thing is the accountability mirror. You have to start with yourself. In my life, we start to get what I call a rucksack. It's a pack you carry in the military with your radios, food, water. As you're growing up, we all have a backpack. Most of ours is hopefully empty, and we put all the crap we go through in life into it. That's what's in the backpack for civilians. You have to realize no matter where you are, I got called names a lot. My dad abused me, learning disabilities, stutter, immaturity, insecurities, self-doubt. So much crap, so much stuff was in my backpack. No one's coming to help me. So it starts with the person in the mirror. You have to realize you are on your own. Whatever you believe in, I don't care, but on Earth it's a lonely journey. It starts with the accountability mirror, looking and saying, my dad who beat the hell out of me, he's not coming back. I have to face myself. You have to own all those things people did to you. Now it's yours. You have to own it. It's yours to fix. It makes no sense. It's not fair. I get it. But if you live in that woe is me mentality, you'll always live right there. You have to figure out how to move forward. You don't want to break open that callous, that scar in your mind. You have to break it open. Let the blood flow in your brain. Let all that toxic stuff trapped in there flow out. When you look at a big goal, yes, eel may have in total helped you get there, but it's on you now. That's a painful truth. All those people in high school, they don't know how you're going to end up. You have to constantly rewrite your book every day. These aren't just words I say. This is how I live. These are conversations I have with myself. The most important conversation is the one you have with yourself. You live with it every day, but most of our conversations aren't the right ones. They're not the ones that push us to where we need to go. They're the ones that keep us in that toxic environment you helped create. You just live in that muck, and that conversation becomes you. We live in a world that's so kind. We find the kind way around everything. If you don't look good, I have to find a kind way to say I don't like your shirt. That's not the approach. If that's the approach you're looking for, my book is not for you. Asterisk can't hurt me, asterisk is not for you. The approach I took. You take whatever you want. The conversation had to be a real, honest conversation in the accountability mirror. Guess what? I was fat. Don't find a kind word like, I've gained some weight. No, you're fat. When I couldn't read, it wasn't, hey, I have a learning disability. No, I cannot read. I have a 4th grade reading level. I'm struggling. Sometimes I called myself stupid, not to put myself down, but to be honest. The conversation has to be an honest conversation about where you are mentally. Where am I mentally? I feel like I am falling behind in school. I'm lazy. My house is a mess. You have to look at what it is and call it what it is. Don't find words to make yourself feel better. We hang around people who make us feel better, who tell us what we want to hear, not what we need to hear. Our internal dialogue becomes kind. It's okay. It's not okay. It starts with accountability. It's not okay anymore. This can no longer be okay. Call yourself out for exactly what you are and exactly how you need to fix it. That's where it started. There was no driven message of me trying to prove people wrong. It was 100% me wanting to own my life. I know people with book deals who can't even talk about their story in speaking engagements. They say, I have to make sure they're aware of it. I'm like, no, man, I want to own 100% of the suffering I went through. I don't want anybody telling me, Goggins, you can't say this. I would lose my shit. I suffered this badly, and you're going to tell me I can't say this. I made sure I owned all of asterisk, can't hurt me asterisk, and my life story. But looking in the mirror at yourself, I did a good job creating the guy I am now. I could just live as this guy. It's a big division. When I talk to people, I see where I'm at today, but I know where I come from. It's hard to separate that. In a way, I'm kissing my own ass, but I'm amazed at what a human being can do. When I talk to myself in the third person, it's because I know I literally made this human being out of a bunch of scraps. I wasn't a mechanic. I wasn't a carpenter. I didn't know how to build a human from nothing. My mom didn't train me. My dad didn't train me. Life did train me. Correction, I started putting this scrap metal together. I wondered what was going to happen. The first year I tried. After a while, I started learning through pain and suffering. I started learning so much. Before I knew it, I built this beautiful car. I'm like, how the hell did I do that? I know how because I have all the tools from the failure I went through trying to build Goggins. The one thing that made me who I am is being vulnerable. Breaking myself down to rock bottom and being able to tell people who I am. That's how I fixed it. Literally being able to look somebody in the eye and say, I have a bunch of character flaws. I've lied. I've cheated. I'm insecure. This isn't the real me. I lied to you because I wanted you. Acceptance. We get judged so quickly by who we are. We don't know. We don't go to where it happened. Life created this person. Life created me to be who I was. I had to realize that's okay. It's not my fault. Now I have to go back and fix this shit. A lot of this isn't your fault. Why you do some things, why you feel the way you feel. But no one's coming to save your ass. You have to go back to where it started and have the courage to start fixing what broke you. When you come from a small town, from a place a lot of people don't get out of, and all you want is to become somebody small. Hound mentality is a real mentality. You have to get out and let your mind see open. Mindedness, a small town closes your mind. Not everybody, but a lot of people. You need space to see the world. A lot of racism, a lot of ignorance comes from people not being out there seeing other things, other people. That's why we judge so harshly. Our minds are closed to the reality of life. Have I been back to Brazil? A couple times. I have nothing wrong with Brazil. Another thing about growth is you can't hold on to hate. Once you take a different step, I had to step out of my life. When you're in hell, all you see is what's in front of you. When I stepped out, I saw Brazil differently. There were great people there. Some of the best I knew were from Brazil. But when you're in hell, all you see is the patch in front of you, the kids calling you names, the people who spray painted threats on your car, the people who put that shit in your locker on your notebook. That's all you see. You don't see that a lot of people liked you. Once you step back and see the true ignorance from a small group, that's when you get growth. I had a learning disability. I stuttered. I was battling so much I never told my mom because she was battling her own demons. At 8 years old, I'm looking for comfort, but I'm thinking, don't bother your mom. You are the man of the house. I became protective of my mother young. So whatever you're going through, you're on your own. You're not going to tell your mom. She found out later through the school, through me failing, through my issues. But I kept as much as I could from her. That was a hard task, to raise yourself mentally when you're in the deepest, darkest dungeon. That's where I started creating myself. I had to create a pattern, a process, an indestructible toolbox to handle my life. I was looking for strength my entire life. I didn't have any. I was a weak kid. My dad beat the shit out of me and took everything. I was strong as a kid, but protecting my mom for so many years, my dad made me afraid because he beat me every time I went at him. Every man wants courage, every man wants strength, at least I did, so I found it in every way possible. When I saw a strong guy, I thought, maybe he can teach me. You know what it comes down to. How do I want to be remembered? That's the problem nowadays. People don't give a shit how they're remembered. They don't give a shit about their family. Everybody's equal. Their mom is equal. Their dad is equal. They're grown. It's a tough question. When I grew up, my mom worked 3 jobs. She got her ass nearly murdered. It took her down a dark hole. I saw that, and it helped me grow up to say, all I want to do is retire my mother. Thank God I did that. But a lot of people don't have that in them. Parents raise kids differently now. Kids don't have that sense of self. I believe in self-discipline, self-pride, self-motivation. No one has that self anymore. That self is gone. The driving force that tells you I have to do this. I took great pride in the fact that I was nobody. What you just described gives me goosebumps because that's exactly what I took pride in. Making sure you're good. My mom would tell you she knows I don't buy myself anything. I take great pride in that. I'm wired to get my mom this, my girl that. Everybody has everything. I don't own a car and I'm a multi-millionaire. I say that with pride. Because what I was here to do as a man. And men may not want to hear this. It sounds barbaric. The pride you have as a man is seeing your mom, your girl, your kids doing well. That's all a real man wants. They don't give a shit about how they dress, what they drive. Your trophies are your family walking around. Every man that sees you, they see you in sweatpants, but they know your family is bawling because you put the time in. As a man, we don't want any of that stuff. We just want respect, men, and that's what men don't care about now. The only thing I want is for my family to look at me and say, that's the man. Men don't know what that feels like. Until you know, you'll never seek it. I had big dreams, a lot of us do. When you have goals outside your reach, you have to know you're going to have bad days, setbacks. When I was losing 106 pounds in 3 months, the first 2 weeks, I was gaining weight. I'd lose a pound, gain 2. I kept failing. I had to teach myself how to fail. When I fail, I can't spend much time in the fail zone. I have to get up and get after the next day just as fast because my goal was to be a Navy SEAL. I don't have time to feel bad for myself. The biggest key to success is having an unlimited supply of you. This drive and passion. For me, there was no passion, no drive. But I had this fire that I was going to be somebody. It has to be there because on all those bad days, you have to be your own motivator, coach, trainer. So you have to come to work, whatever your work is, ready to go. You may have failed yesterday, but you come in motivated. How are you so motivated? Because this is what it takes. You have to get it from wherever you can. Whether you make up an illusion, a false reality, whatever gets you motivated, it has to be at the tip of your brain at all times. In dark moments, you have to pull it out. I was always fired up. There are 30-day programs. They're good, but they're a hack. They say it takes 3 weeks to develop a habit. I'm telling you, 30 days ain't gonna do it. You want to make it permanent. Start talking about a year, 18 months, 2 years. That's a sacrifice. When you commit to something for a year, you're not going to let it go. In your mind, it's clear. That year took a lot out of me. That year built me. That year started to scrape away the scar tissue. It cleans you up. 30 days just covers it up. A year cleans you up nicely. Whatever your problem is, if you dedicate yourself for a year, you can be a changed person. My first question is, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? A guy came to me once and said, I can stop doing anything but my frappuccinos. I said, leave. I'm looking for the person like me. It's hard for people to understand how I lost 106 pounds in 3 months. I sat down and said, what are you willing to give up? Everything. When people come with that mindset, I can work with you. When you're willing to strip yourself to nothing and give everything, that's who I want to work with. When you put up restrictions, that's why my first question is, how bad do you want this? If it's as bad as you want to live or breathe, I can work with you. But most people don't want it that badly. That's why they ask, how did you get where you are? You know how. You know exactly how to be you or how to be me. You don't want to do it. I can't make you. Nor do I have the time or energy to force you into that place. There's no luck in this game, maybe a little, but luck happens after you bust your ass and put yourself in a lucky situation. Luck doesn't just happen. You put yourself there to get there. Luck ain't gonna happen. It takes work. People cap themselves. They look at somebody, and because their mind can't imagine it, they start talking. He has to be doing this. He has to be doing that. There has to be a trick. That's bullshit. It's because you can't allow your mind to open up to the possibility it can be done. That's why people are where they are. You've shackled your mind with limits. Everybody has a limit. Find it first. You have a limit. I haven't found mine yet. I find it at times, but then I figure out how to get around it, through it, over it. I taught myself how to fail. I'm always skirting on that limit. I'm there. Okay, I failed. What did I miss? And then it happens. People get hurt by these people. I love them. You're showing me every day who you are. 23 million people are watching me, but you don't want to admit it. This is great. I know exactly who you are. So while they want to come on and offend me, you got to see what's up with Goggins. Must see TV, so you got to watch it. I don't know who the hell you are. First, if you took your life more seriously, Lost some weight. Instead of imitating David Goggins second, where are you going? What do you want to do with your life, bro? You saw David Goggins and now you want followers. You're a fat white dude who runs and spills a bunch of it. May be funny, but where the hell are you going? You look late 20s, early 30s. Where the hell are you going, bro? Not very long or far. Life needs to be kicking you in the head, saying, our time frame is done. What people don't get is, up until you're 30, you're scrambling around unless you have good direction. From 30 to 50, maybe 60, you figure it out. The back half of your life, so 2/3 of your life you suck. The more you up that middle part, you only have about 25 good years of killing it. People don't get that. So you're messing around, running with your shirt off, wasting time in that window now. My military career was everything. When you try to take away something I worked so hard for because you have a thing against me, a lot of people are jealous. I'm a man. I offend a lot of so-called men. To cut to the chase, understand, it took a lot for me to be a man. It ain't easy. It's the hardest thing a person can do is be a man. A real dude. From working out to eating to family to doing all this shit, you ain't happy a lot. Correct? A lot? I ain't supposed to be. When you live that way and people see the work you put in, it makes the so-called alpha feel weird around you. When you exceed the standards of the military, exceed the standards of Navy SEALs, and you're constantly going in that direction. You're some fat, dumb black dude who couldn't swim, and now you're exceeding standards. It rubs people the wrong way. I would tell people, we have to be better. Like I talked to that ranger. That's who we are. So when you try to take that from me, I don't care who likes me. I'm going to attack you head on. You're going to see my face. I'm not going to cower. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to bring my shit because I earned that. That's one thing that sucks as a man. You know how nervous it was for me to sit back and know a whole community might come at me? Think about it. I'm one dude. I'm attacking a whole bunch of motherfuckers. It's easier to shut the hell up and go away. I sat back for months and said, I have to do this. I went through everything. I knew what was coming, but I'll be able to sleep at night as a man. That's what came of that. He ran his mouth. He lied. I said, well, I guess I have to do this now. It's time. A real person, a real alpha, a real go-getter, they ain't talking about nobody. Correct. That's why you'll never hear me dropping names, running my mouth. I don't know what you went through. I didn't wear your shoes. I didn't grow up in your house. I don't know about you. So what do? Shut the hell up. Because real men don't say shit. First, we're too busy grinding. Second, unless we know, we shut our mouths. Nowadays, there aren't many real men who live by that creed. If you're on social media running your mouth, you're just correct. You really are. Real men ain't doing it. Real men don't care about that gossipy shit. Get to work, man. Stay hard.